graphs now instead of dealing with the graphs. Now, when you're trying to find the limits of at a constant, the first thing that you should do is to plug in the value of x in the equation. Now, when you have obtained a 0 over 0 in the value, it means that it is indeterminate. Therefore, it means that our function is still factorable and you need to like cancel out terms. Okay, now our function is 3x over 5 minus 2, and our x is approaching -1. So if we will plug in -1, okay, it'll give us -3 over 5 minus 2. And of course, we can use the butterfly method. This is over 1. So you'll have -3 minus 10 over 5. So the answer is -13 over 5. Okay? So therefore, the limit of this function, as x approaches -1, is -3 over 5. That means that if I have a graph of this, all right, I have a graph. Let's imagine this is in third quadrant because your y is negative and your x is negative. Means that if I have a graph, maybe your graph is something like this, and this is -1, okay, and it extends here. So that may be our function here. So we're referring to this value here as x is approaching from left and right, with as x approaching -1 from the left and from the right. So this must be -13 over 5, and this is -1. Okay? Remember, this is not a right hand or left hand limit, it's the limit itself. So we need to consider the left hand and the right hand of the function. Okay? Now, let's go to the second. All right, now, so your x is approaching -5. So first step is to plug in the value, -5 squared minus 25, okay, all over -5 plus 5. So this gives us 25 minus 25 all over 0, and you have 0 over 0. Whether it is undefined is a number divided by 0, or 0 over 0, this is indeterminate. That means that we need to factor this out, and probably we can simplify it in order to find the limit of this function. So therefore, you will have here your x squared minus 25 is factorable by x plus 5 and x minus 5 all over x plus 5, and this cancels out. And so you have now x minus 5. And then of course, you plug in back. Your x is -5, so that's -5 minus 5, which gives us -10. So therefore, as our x is approaching -5, our y is approaching -10. So you probably will be able to graph this like this. So you have a -5 and -10. Again, this is a third quadrant. All right, so let's say you have that, and our slope here probably is positive, so it's gonna go to the right. And so this one is where the point we are leading to, from the right and from the left. Your as x is approaching -5, it will approach -10.